Archer's really into this song, by the way. Plays it every time we get into the car and says this would be his walk-up song if he was on a Major League Baseball team.
Archer has good taste. I listened to this song on my iPod before every football game in high school.
Oh, all right.
Every game.
I'm going to tell him that.
Yeah.
He's going to love you more than he already does. You don't know how much he talks about you, actually.
Really?
Yeah. He always wants to come in here and come to the show.
Am I cool? Is that what it is?
To him.
Might be the at least I'm cool to one person.
There you go.
Yeah, because I was a center, so I had to go out with the quarterbacks early.
Uh-huh.
So I had to kind of get my pregame routine done faster than everyone else. So this song, every game.
If I could giggle like Tim Kirkchen, I would do it because here's a football stat that would make the baseball stat people very, very, very pleased. Steelers won last night, so they're 5-3 now.
Yeah.
They're the 34th team since 1933 when rushing and receiving stats were first tracked to be outgained in each of their first 8 games of the season, but they're the only one that had a winning record at this point of the season. The Steelers are also the only team this year to be outgained in literally every game they've played, and they've been outgained by minus 790 yards, second worst in the league only to Denver, and they're 5-3.
Hello, Tomlin effect.
How's that even possible?
Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous.
And if the answer is their defense is just that good, I would counter with nobody's defense is just that good in the NFL. Like, they're very good, but nobody, like, in this cap era now, it's very hard to be that dominant on either side of the ball.
Right. And to overcome that, too, no matter how good your defense is. It's almost impossible.
Plus, I want to reiterate this one, too. This is going to come as a surprise to some of you. But Pittsburgh's where is it? Hold on, let me get their defense. I got to see where they are. This is the best part of it when people say Pittsburgh, it's their defense is so good. Did you know they're ranked below the Commanders?
No.
Now, the scoring per game is much better.
Yeah.
But metrically, which is yards allowed, that's the metric for defenses and how they're rated, and it's yards per game. They're the third worst defense in the NFL this year. So for those who say it's their defense is that good, actually they're not. So here's the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen. This is a magic trick. They get outgained in every single game, yet they somehow have won 5 of the 8, and their defense isn't actually among the league leaders. In fact, they're one of the worst in the NFL right now. How does that make any sense?
Well, the one difference there is they have the best defensive player in the league. Maybe the best of this era. So that is a difference maker, too. He single-handedly won them. I can think it was the Browns game early on in the season, too.
They are middle of the pack in scoring defense.
Yep.
So they're average.
Right.
They give up 20 points per game, which is good. We give up 28. That puts us 31st.
Yep.
We are 1/10 of a point better than the Colts as the worst scoring defense in the league. And one of the teams ahead of us gave up 70 points in a game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused, guys. So all the people who say, though, it's their defense. Well, actually, their defense is not dominating. Their defense isn't even top 10 in any category.
They make plays, though. They get turnovers. They have, and like I said, they have
Maybe
the best
that's what it is.
They have the best defensive player in the game.
So there's that.
You
They
see what
win.
Watt said about his brother, by the way, yesterday in pregame? He was like, all my records are about to be broken by my own brother.
He's a monster.
Yeah. He's the best player in the league.
We had two really good defensive ends, or did. Neither of them were him.
Just couldn't sniff Watt's jockstrap.
Not him.
That guy shows up every
not
game.
Max Crosby.
No.
Not Chris Jones.
No.
Not Myles Garrett.
Not either Bosa.
The second one gets hurt a lot and doesn't do the same things anymore. So the first Bosa, old Nicky Nick from San Francisco knows what's up.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Week 9. Oh, from Frankfurt.
Who in the Chiefs says it sucks?
Dolphins Chiefs. Boy, they gave Germany a good one.
Yeah. Russo was screaming about how
it's a good one.
They gave that one to another country.
Real good one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chiefs 1.5 point. I mean, it's in Germany. It's going to be weird. That's tough. They're asking. That's a long flight. So a lot of responsibilities in the community. It's a very tough game to play. I think the Dolphins are going to win, and I think because they've been hearing it about how they lose to good teams. So I think they're going to go over there and win. So that's where I would go with this. The spread's very low. It's 1.5. So Vegas thinks this is basically a pick 'em. Give me the Dolphins, and Tyreek does some weird twerk in a German end zone to show it off to old team, the Chiefs. Dolphins 27-23.
Oh, you you might be on it with my next statement. I'm not going to pick a winner. The over-under is set at 50.5.
Oh, I'm so on it. Look
I'm
at that.
going to go under, though. I think these foreign fields usually are not fast. So I think lower scoring here. I can't believe actually Vegas is giving them 50 points. These are usually low-scoring games, not a lot of that. Give me the under on that. Won't make a pick on the actual winner, though.
Didn't they all in unison start singing John Denver at the German game last year? Wasn't it
yes.
that?
It was like karaoke after the game. Yeah, it was Country Roads. Yeah.
Country Roads. They were singing Country Roads.
But there was other songs, too. No one wanted to leave the stadium, so they just kept playing music.
Let's see. Vikings-Falcons. No Kirk. Heineke. The magic begins. Give me the Falcons at home.
I agree. Go Falcons.
Cardinals-Browns. Ew.
Deshaun's playing.
He is?
Yep.
Give me the Browns.
Yep.
The Cardinals are starting Clayton Tune, hon. Clayton Tune, hon.
Murray's listed as questionable.
Clayton Tune's starting. They already announced it.
Right.
Give me the Browns.
Right.
Browns get a bye week this week with that one. Rams at Packers. Ew. Wow. Matthew Stafford's questionable. They were talking about whether they like Jordan Love all that much these days. That's already started.
Yep.
8 games into his first full season, 7 games into it. We need to evaluate him. Pack, home team. Give me the home team here.
Same thing. I ain't picking this
one.
Close
game. Give me the home team.
I ain't picking this one, but 38.5 points between LaFleur and McVay. I don't care who the players are. That's low. Give me the over.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the Pack at home because they've lost enough at home, and they'll hear it.
I don't trust the Packers at all, so I'm not making a pick.
I don't trust the Rams either. I don't think they have a very good team. I think well coached. I don't think they have a very good team. Yeah. Bears at Saints. No Justin Fields again.
Yeah.
Saints turned it on last week. Maybe it's turning a corner for them. I think they should win that division, although they are playing Heineke twice down the stretch, which I think would be amazing. Give me Saints at home to beat the Bears.
Yep, agree with you on that.
Seahawks at Ravens. Let's see. You can hear that right here. 12:30 p.m. Pregame, 1 o'clock kickoff. Ravens, Seahawks. So that's 1 p.m. kickoff for a West Coast team is always very hard.
Yep.
This is good for us, actually, because that trip to Seattle is very, very, very tough. We'll see how we play in New England first. I want to see what morale is and all that stuff. But knowing that they're here and going back home actually is a little helpful because it's like, the reverse for them. It's going to be a tough week for them, too. The Ravens have kind of kicked it into gear lately. They are home. Seattle hasn't really blown the doors off anybody. Ravens have had some weird results, but I'll trust them here. Probably close game. 21. No, Tucker always kicks a field goal. 24-17 Ravens.
Give me the Ravens here. They cooked the Lions at home a couple weeks ago, so I'm going to go ahead and say Ravens win this one easily. Give me like a 27-17 win. I think they win by like 10 points.
Buccaneers Texans is total pass. I have no idea.
Give me the Texans at home.
I guess. I mean, they are what we thought they were. They're 3-4 now.
Again,
the Buccaneers, both these teams are. The Texans are maybe a game better than I thought they'd be, and the Buccaneers are exactly where I thought they'd be. So I don't really know.
Once again, wonky over under 40 points between these two. They're gonna mess up and score 40 points somehow. So
2 defensive coaches. Young quarterback and Baker. This one could be 13-12.
Give me a pick 6 the other way then or something. I think it's going to get weird.
I'm going to go 13-12 Tampa. That's what I'm going to do. 13-12. Let's see. Colts and Panthers. Ooh, Frank Reich's revenge against Darty Darts.
Ain't no way.
Indy's a favorite on the road with Uncle Rico. That's amazing. Oh, man. Darts, Reich, Panthers won last week off the schneid. Colts have been scoring a lot of points.
44 is the over-under on that one, too. They score like 27 a game.
Pantheros, baby. Give me the Panthers.
2 in a row?
Yeah, 2 in a row.
Colts.
Panthers at home. I'll take Panthers at home.
Take the Colts
in 16-15. 16-15, Pantheros.
Colts in the over on that one.
Right? Giants and Raiders. Antonio Pierce. Longtime Giant, Super Bowl champ, now first-time head coach. He's not a Jeff Saturday. He was on the staff.
That's true, yes.
All the reports I read were the players are very happy that Josh McDaniels is gone.
Yeah.
No Jimmy G, benched. Aiden whatever's playing. Maybe he'll throw the ball to Devontae. Might be a good idea. Giants are going to blitz the crap out of him.
Sure.
Is Dimes playing? Is he back?
I have no idea.
Who's on their offensive line? Because, they've got a couple of edge rushers that might be a problem for them.
Daniel Jones is off the injury report.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And Saquon's off the injury report, too.
Give me Vegas. Game 1, Antonio Pierce is a winner. Give me Vegas. But oh, no. Dayball's a good coach. Give me the Giants.
Did you see what happened last week?
What? With the
Jets?
They should have beat them.
Yeah. And they didn't.
There were some wonky things that occurred.
Sure. No, give me the Raiders.
I'll take
Vegas flew. Vegas.
That's true, too.
Giants players are going to party it up a bit.
Gigantes. Give me Gigantes 16-13. Gigantes. Ooh. I'll do Cowboys-Eagles last. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me do Bills-Bengals here real quick. That's a good one, too. Bills-Bengals. Show me game for both of them, actually. Bengals have obviously righted the ship after the slow start. I'm guessing Burrow's probably feeling a little better. Their offense is feeling themselves a little bit. Bills, been very up and down. It really depends if Josh Allen is a crazy pants or not. They actually, I think, underrated. They have a run game now. So I think that's what makes them very, very dangerous. This is a good game. Could be a playoff matchup. I don't care who wins or loses there. I think they're both going to end up in the playoffs again. Bills, Bengals at home. The Bills are not to be trusted lately. They're very up and down. I'll take Cincinnati. Close game, though, 27-24.
I'd be interested to see what the handle is on this game in Vegas because I don't know where everyone's going. I feel like the momentum's on the Bengals side, which makes me want to zig to the Bills side. So I'll just go Bills to go Bills. Why not?
All right, I'll take a break, and we'll get into Cowboys-Eagles next. Brave Washington Show, ESPN 630, the Sports Capital. Here's the programming notes for you this week. And I already told you, Ravens-Seahawks will be here at ESPN 630, 12:30 p.m. kickoff, pregame 1 p.m. kickoff on Sunday. You can listen to me, Julie, in London somewhere else if you'd like to for Commanders and Patriots. Let's see. Georgia Tech, Virginia is tomorrow.
Yep.
1 p.m. pregame, 2 p.m. kickoff there. And then UVA Hoops starts on Monday night as well. So I'll preview that for you then. Ben Standing just tweeted this out. Montez Sweat did put a message on his Instagram.
Saw that, yep.
I did think it's interesting. The two pictures he shows, one is of him, and the other is of him, Chase Young, and Deron Payne.
Yeah.
Now, whether that was a pointed criticism or not, only he can answer that, but it's notable that he put a picture of those three and not John Allen. Anyway, whatever. Is what it is. Like I said earlier in the show, which you may hear again at some point or if you're listening to the podcast, we talked about John.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's what he wrote.
You'll hear that next. But it was a lot of just Sweat too, though. So like it was a lot of solo pictures as well.
But the one group picture was three of the four.
That's right.
Here's what he said. Man, as I sit here with so many emotions and try to gather the words to express my gratitude to the Commanders organization and fan base, I don't know where to start. Since 2019, you guys embraced me and welcomed me with open arms to the great city of Washington, D.C. The last 5 years have been filled with ups and downs. We went through it all together. I will always call this place home. The DMV will hold a special place in my heart forever. To my teammates that have developed into lifelong brothers, those relationships were never taken for granted, and every teammate I've come across impacted me on this journey and helped me mold me into the player I am today. Thank you. It's all a part of God's plan for me. I'm excited and looking forward to what's to come. All love, DC, number 90, Chicago. Let's get it.
There you go.
Very nice message.
Yeah, nice. It's a good one.
I like him. I'm rooting for him. Hope he has a great career. He's a great player, and what I was talking about with Keim, and all week, I was 50-50 on him. Yeah. If you told me we were re-signing him, great. You told me what they got for him, great. I mean, I could have been swayed either way on him.
Sure.
With Chase, unfortunately, he had to be dealt.
Right. For
a lot of reasons, and unfortunately, it had to happen.
Sweat, for me, the compensation matched perfectly.
Yeah.
They're going to get a first-round talent with that pick.
They picked him late in the first round. 5 years later, they're going to get a pick that is very close to that number, and they're not going to pay a guy $26 million a year.
And you're nowhere close to a championship.
I don't need to be an analytics expert for that
Correct.
one.
You're nowhere close to a championship.
Correct.
Either. So this was the right move.
Correct. All right, Cowboys-Eagles this weekend.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. At Philly. We've seen them twice, obviously. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're as good as they were a year ago. However, they happen to be really good at certain things. It's actually their passing game that's really kind of turned. I've now seen more momentum. I was talking about this last week. I think A.J. Brown should be part of MVP conversations this year, not just like player of the year, but MVP conversation. He's having that kind of year. That'll be interesting. That'll be an interesting matchup because, Diggs not playing. So I guess Gilmore's going to be on him a lot. So that'll be a very interesting matchup. Can the Cowboys get enough of a rush with their front? If they can't, they'll lose like everybody else. And if they can and get some pressure on Hurts, he throws the ball around the yard a little bit. I bet there's much turnovers in this game. Dak's been an interception waiting to happen. Hurts has been a turnover waiting to happen this year. I bet this is kind of a messy game between these two. And I'll take Philly just because they're at home, but I bet it's really close, and both teams have at least a couple turnovers. I think you're going to see that. 23-20 Eagles. I think it's going to be a good, close game.
Same thing here. Over-under set at 47 points. Those Cowboys games tend to get inflated because teams make mistakes and they get a pick for an interception for a touchdown or something like that. I don't see the Eagles doing that. I'm with you. This ends up being a little bit more low scoring. Give me the Eagles. I think the Eagles will cover the 3. And same thing. I'm on these over-unders this week. Under on the 47 points. I don't think it's going to go that high scoring. I think both of those teams are going to try to not make mistakes. And I think it'll probably end up working out that way.
Yeah, I think you're going to see. I think you will see turnovers. Like I think that will happen.
Turnovers, but no points off the turnovers is what I think is probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, both teams.
The Eagles have done that all year, actually, too, though. Like that Vikings game.
The Eagles get a lot of turnovers.
Bucks game at the beginning of that one. The Eagles actually, both of them, though, they'll turn it over, but they'll mitigate the mistake. So,
yes. Yeah. Dak's, apt to throw them, and Hurts has been too, actually, this year. He's had a lot more turnovers this year than he did a year ago. So I bet this is a messy game. But it'll be interesting to see. Obviously.
This will be the rare one. I think everyone's going to turn off red zone in the 4:00 window. Colts, Panthers, Giants, Raiders, Cowboys, Eagles. I think
this frankly, also the way things are going with the Niners, this could be the first of 3 between these two this year.
That's true.
Very possible
for sure.
First of 3 this year, possible.
Yeah. But I don't think red zone's going to be the answer for the 4:00 games once that game starts.
Let's see. Let me get to the other teams in the area that are playing this weekend.
Sure.
The NBA in-season tournament begins tonight.
It does.
Nobody knows what it is. Nobody understands it.
Did you see they had to add an incentive this morning?
For the coaches.
Yeah. They get $500,000 if they win the thing now. Yeah. And I'm like, do you want them to coach harder or something? Were they not going to coach as hard? So,
did they not care?
I forget who it was. I think it was like Kawhi or something. They asked him, they're like, oh, what do you think about the in-season tournament? He's like, I don't even know what it is.
Same. Neither do I. Same. I don't know what it is.
The rollouts on this has been pretty bad.
Well, because it makes no sense. You are just playing regular season games until, I guess, a few teams somehow win their way into Vegas, and then you'll have something that looks like a Final Four.
The league is like, hey, James Harden, if you move on, you get to go to Vegas.
Right, right.
He's pumped about that.
They're like, if you win this, you play in Vegas for money.
Right.
And so that's what it is.
Did you hear his quote, too, by the way? Yesterday, because he had his press conference.
Well, he said they shackled him or something up there.
He's like,
he didn't let him be himself.
He said, "I'm not a system player. I am the system."
Yeah,
that's a shirt.
I am the system.
I am the system.
That's pretty good. He's funny when he wants to be. He doesn't talk a lot, but he's funny.
He should open up when his playing career is over. Houston Strip Club, the system.
The system. I am the system.
Gentlemen's Club.
Gentlemen. The system is a good name for a gentleman's club.
I agree.
That's a good name for the Boundary Stones. The system.
The system.
Let's see. John Wall, quote.
Oh, boy.
Me and Brad are still brothers. We still talk a lot. If I could join their team, the Suns, sure, I would love that.
Shut up, John. No. I love you.
Wall, Brad, Durant, same team. How would you feel about that?
Terrible. KD, you couldn't pick up the phone when those two dudes were good?
They were here. Right. And good.
And good?
Yeah.
And healthy?
Yeah.
You couldn't pick up the phone.
Brad's got a bad back. Wall, not on the team.
Right.
I don't think they're not doing that.
No.
Probably not. All right, what is that? Wizards get the Heat tonight. My second favorite NBA team. Heat culture, baby.
That's the jerseys they're wearing tonight.
How much are they going to lose by tonight? The Heat are like 1-3 or 1-4 too.
Well, then
bet they're going to get right tonight.
Yeah, they'll win tonight.
130 to 78.
78.
I don't know. When I turned them on, every time I turn them on, they're down a lot.
It'll be less than 10 tonight, I bet. But it'll be like 115, 110-ish, something like that.
Bam Adebayo is going to score 73 points this evening.
That is true. When they have nobody, they still score a bunch of points against the Wizards, like the game we went to last year.
I think
remember they had like 3 guys out last year and they went to overtime?
I think Gafford's supposed to play, but when he doesn't, they're like a sieve.
Yeah, that's not good.
So Bam Adebayo, what's his over-under? He's going to have a 40-40 game tonight.
Might have to check that.
40-40 game. So they get them.
Yep.
Caps were not good last night.
They were terrible last night.
I looked up and it looked very deceiving because it was like 3-0, but the Islanders had 5 shots, which was very confusing. It was like late second. They had 3 goals on 6 shots.
Yeah,
I was confused by that.
They had 2 goals on 2 shots in the first period. Darcy should have had the third one, but you can't win when
there was a bad goal. Yes.
You can't win when you're not scoring 0. I think last night I kind of underestimated the Nick Backstrom news off with these guys. It seemed to me they were a little bit mentally not all there last night. And the Islanders play a 2000s, late 90s Devils style. They get 2 goals and then they just lock down. They play keep away for the rest of the game. Yeah. And so I just think pair those 2 things together, and they had an effort like last night. They do play the Blue Jackets tomorrow, who are terrible. So I expect a win and a bounce back tomorrow.
Okay. I mean, if they win this one and then they have another weird break again
they don't play
for
till next Wednesday.
3-4 days. I mean, if they did go 4-1 in a homestand, I'm not going to complain about that. If they go, they'll have beaten some terrible teams along the way. But whatever, I don't care as long as they do it.
Got to get the points anyway.
C-bus tomorrow, huh?
They should win tomorrow. Yeah.